again, everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. If this is your first time joining me, hi, my name is Hannah. As you can tell from my name down below, obviously Hannah, they know what your name is. Anyway, this video is another Walmart story because you guys have just been bombarding me with like views and likes and comments on all of my Walmart story videos and saying we want more, we want more. And of course I have just an endless amount of Walmart stories. There are so many, but sometimes it takes me a little bit to actually remember them because you guys probably don't know if you've never worked at Walmart before, but Walmart workers do try to suppress most of the memories from working at Walmart because it's a hot mess. But anyways, this story is going to be different than my other Walmart stories because this story is actually a pretty positive story. It's like one of the stories that kind of redeemed working at Walmart for me. It lessened the horribleness, I guess you could say, because Walmart is truly a soul-crushing corporation to work for. But anyway, let's jump into this story. So it was really late. If you guys know, I worked night shifts mostly because I was in school when I first started. I worked night shifts mostly when I first started. After that, I worked in the daytime a lot. But this was when I first started. And I was working the alcohol and tobacco lane because I was the only one there. I was the only cashier because it was between like 10 and 11. It must have been like a little after 10 because at 10 o'clock most of the cashiers leave and it leaves one cashier. This is my store, by the way, my store in particular. At 10 o'clock most of the cashiers go home and they leave one cashier, and that one cashier will go and get on the alcohol and tobacco line. And they usually work until 11 o'clock. So if you're working till 11, you're going to be the only one. So I was the only cashier because at 11, the night shift cashier comes in. So I was the only one there, and it was really slow because nights are usually slow. But I was standing there and this lady came up to my line and I immediately recognized her. Now my town is pretty small, but we had people who came from like all around to our Walmart, like several cities away. They would come to our Walmart. I don't think it was intentionally. I think it was just they were in the area. But anyway, I recognized her, but I knew that I didn't recognize her because like I just knew her from my town. I had seen her before. And it was actually my waitress that I had at the local Olive Garden. Like the past 3 times that I had went to this Olive Garden, she was my waitress. And so I recognized her, but I didn't really say anything because, I don't know, unless somebody engages me in conversation, I'm most likely to just be like, hey, how are you? And then, you know, continue. So, you know, I asked her how she was and all that. And she had kind of a lot of stuff, and it was like all basic essential type things like a toothbrush, toothpaste, shampoo, a couple of shirts and stuff. And I didn't really think anything of it. I figured she was just grabbing some stuff on her way home because that Olive Garden is like a city away. So I just figured she was grabbing some extra stuff to go. And anyway, I rang her up and her total was like $5 or $6 more than the cash that she had. And I was like, that's no problem, we can take something off, it's fine, like, you know, just normal conversation. And this lady kind of like broke down in front of me. And I was just like, oh my gosh, is she like embarrassed that she doesn't have enough money? Because it's really not a big deal. Like, I promise, if you've ever had a cashier and you were a couple dollars over what you had, nobody cares. Like, it's not really an embarrassing thing. And so I was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Like, what's wrong? And so that is the point at which she confided in me that the reason she was buying all of this stuff is because she had just left her abusive husband of like 10 years, like literally 30 minutes prior to coming into this store. And that's why she couldn't use her cards or anything. She only had cash on her. So I was obviously extremely sympathetic to that because, I mean, who wouldn't be? So at that point, you know, there's nobody in the store. It's dead, so it doesn't matter if we take our time. So I was sitting there like literally helping her dig through her purse and like find like the change and stuff, because the stuff she was buying, it turned out parts of it were like for work clothes for the next day. Like she had some like dress button down shirts and stuff like that. And I asked her, I was like, do you work at Olive Garden? And she was like, yeah, I waited on you before? And I was like, yeah, you've been my waitress like the past 3 times I've been there. And she was like, oh my goodness, that's so coincidental, I guess. But anyway, so I'm helping her, and we dig through, and we were able to get most of the stuff. I think there was only like one thing that she couldn't get because like it was just a couple dollars over and she didn't have any more change, but I did help her get most of the stuff that she needed. And you know, just, and she was so thankful. She was like, thank you so much, like I can't thank you enough for being so patient and so nice. And I was like, no, it's totally fine. Like, it's literally my job to do that. Like, it's my job to help you. And so I was just like, it was kind of just like an eye opener, you know, because like if she wouldn't have said anything, then I would not have known what she was going through at all. I would have just thought that she was a regular customer. Like, I wouldn't have been, I don't know, I wouldn't have known. And so I guess that kind of just like shows you that you do not know what somebody's going through or what someone is dealing with, or you know what's going on in their life. So I mean, imagine if she would have gone through somebody's line and somebody was like so rude to her and stuff. And it's just like crazy to think about, because like that would have just completely crushed her while she was down, like totally a slap in the face. And it's just like, I don't know. That's why I don't understand when people get so aggravated because of little tiny things. Like, I knew girls who would be like, ugh, they're taking so long to put their stuff up here. Ugh, they're taking so long to get all their stuff together up here. And I'm just like, I mean, it's literally your job. Like, it's your job. Like, you can complain about work all you want. You can complain about rude customers. There are a lot of rude customers. But, I mean, when you're at the point where you're complaining about such minuscule, tiny things, like, oh, they took forever to dig for change in their purse to pay for the stuff. Ugh, it was so slow. Well, like, who cares? It's your job to sit there and wait. You're being paid $11 an hour, $10 an hour, however much it is, to sit there and wait for somebody and check them out. Like, is it really that bad? Is your life really that hard right now? I mean, you just have to be considerate of other people and like think of what they're going through, because like it was just like a really big eye opener for me. And it was like, it kind of reinvigorated me for the job, because I was just like, okay, I'm actually helping people. I mean, I'm not like being paid to be their therapist and just sit there and be like, oh, it's okay, it's okay. But like, you know, like just having the opportunity to help people who really need that little bit of kindness and compassion and patience, it's just like so rewarding to feel that way. Like it's so rewarding to know that you've helped somebody even a little bit. Thank you guys once again so much for joining me again today. Leave me a like if you like this video. Comment down below. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me if you want to see more Walmart. Tell me what you guys want to see. And subscribe, because I make new videos every Monday and Friday. Thank you guys once again so much for joining me today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.